Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful Today Update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Eric asks for RG's help, but also his secrecy. Moment on the bold and the beautiful. Thomas tells Liam he is a fool, and Brooke shares her enterprises with Ridge and Steffi. Thomas shows up at Spencer's services and surprises Liam. Thomas says he's then to talk about Hope. Liam tells him that he really should go. Thomas knows Liam can't forgive him, but he needs to try and forgive Hope. Liam says Thomas isn't the person who should be pitching this to him, and his exchanges with Hope are none of his business. Liam admits he and Hope talked and says he and Hope do love each other still. Still, it's not that simple. Thomas reminds Liam that he has meddled up on Hope multiple times and she always forgave him. Liam says Hope knew there was only one thing he couldn't forgive, and she chose it. Thomas calls Liam a fool and he'll lament this on that he's certain. At Forrester Creations, Brooke tells Hope that she can't believe Liam won't forgive her. Hope cries she tried to give her marriage one last shot, but Liam can't get past what happened with Thomas. Brooke says Liam's hurt her enough times and he only knows about the kiss. Hope confirms that yes, he only knows about the kiss, and he can indeed forgive her for that. Hope and Brooke talk. Brooke can see she's hurting and angry at Liam. Hope is angry at herself too, as she brought this on herself. Brooke says she made a mistake and now must move on, and she has her family's support. Hope isn't sure she deserves that, but Brooke says she'll always be meritorious of her mama's love. Still, she warns Hope not to go back to Thomas. Hope says she has passions for Thomas, and she told that she was going to try and repair her marriage. She says Thomas stepped away because he does love her that much. Brooke reminds her that Thomas' love has caused a great deal of pain. Brooke do not forgive Thomas. In another office, Steffi embraces her pater and says she demanded that. She misses Finn in her home, but Ridge says she's at Granddad's because it's safe. He says Eric loves her, but he's not sure how he feels about him at the moment. Ridge thinks he offended him by throwing out his stapler. Ridge notes Eric doesn't want anyone to use his office, and he wants to design again. Ridge and Steffi talk. Ridge shifts the discussion to Thomas and wants to know where he stands with Hope. She doesn't know but is lodging for Liam and Hope. Ridge doesn't want Thomas back with Hope because he tends to come hung up with her. Steffi says they need Hope and Liam to attune, but that might not be. Steffi doubtful. Brooke arrives and fills them both in that Hope asked Liam for remission, and he said no. Brooke is upset that Hope is in a vulnerable place. Thomas arrives at Hope's office and apologizes in advance. He confesses that he went to see Liam to try and get him to see what he was going to lose, but it turns out Liam is an indeed bigger fool than he allowed. He swears he only wanted to move him, that she really wants to put their family back together, but he refuses. Thomas doesn't understand, as Liam doesn't know what differently happened between them. He says he'd no way tell Liam about that, that's just between them. Thomas knows he's made miscalculations, but he loves her, and that kiss they participated in Rome lit a fire inside of him. He wants to love her, to produce for her, to make love to her. He says this is their time and they shouldn't throw it down. They passionately kiss, and also Hope looks into his eyes. At the Forrester manse, Eric tries to sketch, but his hand cramps and he has tremblers. He ends up dropping his pencil. RG arrives to get his bowl and can see commodity is over with Eric. He asks if everything is okay, and Eric says it's not. Eric assures him it's nothing for him to be concerned about, which only concerns RG indeed more. Eric says he has a bad day and it's about his father. RG and Eric. Eric explains he's been inspired and wants to come up with a whole new collection, but Ridge thinks he should be playing golf or pickleball. RG thinks it's insane that his pater would ask him to retire. Eric says this will be the biggest collection he's ever done, and he's going to help him. RG doesn't suppose he needs his help, but Eric says he does. Eric says he can't hold a pencil for long, and it hurts after a while. RG asks if he's seen a croaker. Eric says he has and claims it's arthritis. He says he asked his father for help, but he's too busy with other effects. Eric is determined to make this the stylish collection he's ever done. He asks RJ to help him, but not to tell his father. Eric reveals he needs RG's help after delicate opinion will Ridge Forrester's namesake wind up overtopping him. In the bold and the beautiful recap for August 28, 2023, Eric reveals to his grandson that he's in a bit of a fix. Bold and the beautiful recap highlights in addition, everybody bothered about Hope's and Thomas's mindsets. Now let's dig a little deeper into what exactly happened. Alternate in command having swung by the Forrester manse to pick up his phone bowl as if a successful influencer doesn't have provisory dishes, RJ Joshua Hoffman picked up on the fact that all wasn't well with his gramps. Eric admitted that, indeed, everything wasn't okay. No, it was nothing for RG to be concerned about, but RG was concerned, so he asked Eric to open up and tell him what was bothering him. With that, the levees opened. Eric criticized effects on Ridge. Eric's feeling inspired, moved by the creative muses, and he intends to design a new collection, but Party Pooper Ridge suggested that he retire, and not in those exact words, mind you, but the recrimination was clear. RG couldn't believe his pater's insensitivity, for some reason, and wondered if Eric intended to trudge on alone. Eric assured his grandson that he would trudge on, that is, but he didn't want to go it alone. And the near-crippling arthritis wouldn't allow him to do so. No, Eric wanted RJ's backing. After all, if he couldn't get first choice, Ridge, the man's namesake, should be just as good. Not all that's left wing is for RJ to say yay or nay. The bold and the beautiful recap letting the lips do his talking for him. The last person Liam anticipated or wanted to see walk into his office was Thomas, but there the adversary was. Despite Liam's demurs, Thomas claimed on staying put and having his say-so, which much amounted to telling Liam that he'd be a straight-up fool to let a woman like Hope go. With that food for study delivered, Thomas headed to Forrester Creations and hunted down Hope. He bare to her the charge he shouldered, and Hope was enough impressed despite herself and in malignancy of broke before whizzing. Don't you dare go back to Thomas. Thomas also made an superheated plea for Hope to return to him. He waxed lyrical about her beauty and grace, took responsibility for his once errors, and swore that he wanted only to be hers, to be there for her, to produce for her, and to make love to her. With that, Thomas pulled Hope in for a many amorous smooches. Ultimately, Hope pulled herself down and stood there, meaning her calming move. Now hear this. Meanwhile, across the hall, after giving a moment's lip service to Eric's hissy and making it clear that he's veritably important, missed the point. No, Ridge, this wasn't about a stapler or the use of an office, okay? It might have been a little bit about the use of an office. Ridge asked Steffi about her family. Entered Brooke to explain to the brace that Liam had refused to forgive and forget, and that she was upset, terribly upset about her vulnerable son. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.